What it do, Grizz Nation? It's your boy Evan Hayes, the co-host of No Bluffin Podcast, and I'm back with another post-game bounce. As I will be reviewing last night's game, it's the Memphis Grizzlies took on the Chicago Bulls. I will give my positives, my negatives, and my overall takeaways from last night's game. But first, a quick little rundown. The Memphis Grizzlies won last night's game, 142-131, as they pushed their record to 10-7, and it was their second straight win in a row. It was an overall team effort and wire-to-wire win, as we had 8 guys in double figures last night. Those 8 guys were Jalen Wills, Scottie Pippen Jr., Desmond, Luke Kennard, Santi Aldama, Jay Huff, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Brandon Clark. I'm going to start with a quick little rundown of all the key contributors for both teams. Scottie Pippen Jr. was probably the player of the game with a career-high 30 points, and he also dished out 10 assists as well, his 5th double-double of the season. Always good to see Scottie playing well, who's been kind of up and down over the past few games, playing well, not playing well. But it's also great to see him playing well in the arena where his dad, Scottie Pippen, cemented his legacy and became a legend. Always great to see for Scottie. Jalen Wills also had a career night with a career high in points and three-pointers made with 26 points and 6 threes made. He went 6 for 10 from the field. Great game for the rookie. Played great on both ends of the floor. Sharp shooting. Playing great defense. Love to see that for Jalen Wills. Jaren Jackson Jr. had a quiet night, if you can even call it that. Had 23 points. Brandon Clark probably had his best game of the season. 12 points and 8 rebounds on a perfect 6 for 6 shooting. Had to shout out BC for a quick second. He looked like BC of old. He didn't shoot a single three. All his shots were in the paint. He was getting long rebounds for us, getting us extra possession. He had a spring in his step that we haven't seen in a long time. BC's been kind of up and down with his points and his production and his minutes and his production. So hopefully this can start a trend of him playing good, consistent basketball. Love to see BC playing well. And shout out Canada, as my boy BK would say. Santi Aldama had a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. And Jay Huff also rounded out the key contributors with 14 points. For the Bulls, Zach LaVine had 29 points. Also had 20 points in the second half alone. Big game for Zach LaVine. And Nikola Vucevic had 26 points total. Now, let's get into the takeaways. I have a few positives and a few negatives. First, I just want to shout out the flow of this game. It was a very slow first half. The final score in the first half was 64-60, but as y'all can saw, the final score was 142-131. Both teams ramped up the intensity. Both teams started making shots. It was a very entertaining and competitive game. I believe, if my numbers were correctly, the second half scoring for both teams was 82-71. So I just want to shout out just the flow of this game. It was a great game to see. But my first positive is the wire to win / the offense. Like I said before, overall team effort. A lot of guys contributed. Every single guy that touched the floor scored, and every single guy that was on the floor contributed. No one looked like a liability on offense or defense. One of the things we talk about with this team is the depth that this team has. And frankly, some games this season, the depth is showing up to be a positive, and other times it's been a negative. It's been negative on intelligence rotation. It's been negative with how these guys are actually playing. But today, the depth seemed to be a positive, and everyone contributed. So we love to see that. Hopefully when guys come back, this continues, but you always take what you can get with the positives that we have. On the offense looked great. We only had 11 turnovers for the game. I believe our average for the season is 17, so to go 6 under your average is always a good thing. You had a lot of guys assisting the ball. You had a lot of guys moving, a lot of guys cutting. The offense looked free-flowing. We all know this new offense by Isolo. It takes some time to get used to, and offense looked good in spurts most of the season, but this has probably been one of the most wire-to-wire games where the offense has looked good. A lot of good open shots, so you love to see that. We made 19 threes total. We went 19 for 42 from three-point lane, 45%. And we also had 38 assists on the day. You love to see guys all over the floor being unselfish, especially without Ja Morant in the lineup and another primary ball handler, Marcus Smart. You love to see that. My second positive is we're consistently winning on the boards and winning on the inside. We won the battle on the boards 49-35, a recipe to succeed every game. Even without Zach Edey, we was able to control the boards, not limit offensive rebounds for Chicago. That's something that this team wants to be a championship contender team when it gets those late games in the playoffs where you need those rebounds and don't need to give the other team extra possessions. Those things will come in handy. Before I get to my last point, I want to get to my one nitpicky negative. Free throws. We went 13 for 20 from the free throw line, which isn't that much Well, frankly, because we didn't get in line that much. But the game wouldn't have been as competitive in the first half if we made our free throws. We're not a great free throw shooting team this year. We need to fix that because the habit that you build in November are the habits that you play with in May, June, and July. And you have to be able to knock free throws down when it matters. But my last point is the Grizzlies have a big opportunity on their hands. And what I mean by that is currently the Grizzlies are 10-7. And last time I checked, we are right in the 8th seed in the Western Conference. Even though conference standings don't matter as much right now, we have a great opportunity to string together a few wins. We have the Trailblazers coming on Monday, the Pistons coming up on Wednesday, we have the Pelicans on Friday, and the Pacers on Sunday. So in the next week, we have an opportunity to play a lot of struggling teams. And then after the Pacers, we play the Mavericks on the 3rd, which the Mavericks haven't looked that great this year either. Then the Kings, who's been looking okay. We have a very good opportunity on hands to string a lot of wins together while getting guys back at the same time. I just mentioned our longest winning streak this season is 3. If we can string together a few of those wins at home while getting guys back, we can really start seeing this team round to form. John Morant was listed as doubtful this game. Mark Smart was listed as questionable this game, and they said during the broadcast a few times he could have played tonight, but he wanted to ramp up his conditioning. Getting John Morant back, getting Marcus Smart back, Zach Edey's week to week, Gigi Jackson still coming along. We got Cam Spencer back last game. This is what you want to see. The Grizzlies do not need to squander these games. We can really, if it's up to me, I say we can win 1, 2, 3, 4. I can say we can win the next 4 games and extend this winning streak to 6. And that will put us at 16-7 and probably a top 4, top 5 seed in the Western Conference. You want to get that positioning early. So on the back half of the season, you don't have to work as hard. Brevin Knight bring up a big point during the broadcast. These 10-game splits that you want to go in. You want to try to go at least 6-4, 7-3 during these 10-game splits, so you're on pace for 50 wins. This is a big stretch for the Grizzlies right now to maybe go 6-4, maybe go 7-3 in these game splits, so we can start spending our spot in the Western Conference, getting playoff position, giving home court advantage, anything like that to give ourselves advantage into the year while guys are coming back. It's a good vibe for the Grizzlies right now. We're winning. Guys are coming back. Let's continue to build on it. I don't have a lot of things to say about Taylor Jenkins. He coached a pretty good game. Rotation was pretty well. Don't have a lot of nitpicks on that. If something happened next game, of course, y'all will hear me talk about it on my show, and other people on other people's show will talk about it, but I have a lot of things to say for him. But that's all I had today for the post-game bounce. The Grizzlies are in a good position, and I hope we continue to build on it. Let me know in the comments what y'all thought about last night's game, and make sure that y'all to look at my show, the No Bluffin Podcast, coming out every Monday, and all the other shows on No Bluffin Network. That's all I got. And as always, go Grizz.